Good morning, everybody. Today's the big wheat planting day. We're going to plant about 10 feet wide by 66 feet long, a good strip of wheat. And the first thing I have to do is move this silage tarp out of the way. So we'll get that accomplished, and then we'll roughen up this dirt a little bit. I've got the silage tarp pulled back now to uncover the area that I want to plant the wheat. And I've set 3 stakes, white stakes, down each side. And I measured them out so that they're the strip of dirt is about 10 feet wide. Way down at the far end we have a couple of squash plants. I'm going to stay just at this side of those squash plants. Now I'm going to get the machine and I'm going to loosen up the dirt. There we go. Now the area is all rototilled nicely, and now it's time to go get the seeder out and to put the wheat seeds in the seeder, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so these are the wheat seed. It's nothing more than wheat berries. This is what you would buy, say, at a health food store or some such, and you would grind this to get your whole wheat flour. This particular variety of wheat is called Sirvinta. S-I-R-I-V. No, wait a minute. S-I-R-V-I-N-T-A, I believe. And it is a winter red wheat, perfect for baking bread. There are different kinds of wheat. There is also spring red, which you can bake bread with. There's also white wheat. But we don't grow those things. We just grow the winter red. Winter means that you plant it in the fall, right about now, and you leave it in the garden and let it overwinter. Couldn't be easier. It's nothing more than... Wheat is a member of the grass family, and so we'll plant this and hopefully it'll come up, and then I'm hoping to get 2 or maybe even 3 leaves on our wheat plants, and then the hard frosts will come and the wheat will go dormant, just like your grass, your lawn does. It'll go dormant, and then next spring, maybe late April-ish, depending on the weather, after the snows and the ices and stuff are gone, your lawn will come back alive, and so will the wheat. And we'll be harvesting our wheat, if everything goes well, that is, we'll harvest our wheat late July. And then we'll be able to make bread. So that's that. Now all we have to do is get the seeder out and put this stuff in the ground. Now we're going to talk about the seeder that we use for planting wheat. This particular seeder is made by a company called Earthway, and we've had it, oh golly, for 10 years. And you can plant just about anything with it. You can plant Swiss chard, beets, peas, carrots. I find that the larger the seed, the better this machine works. It works fairly well with wheat. So this is the type of a seeder that the old generation homesteaders that first came to Maine and Vermont and North Carolina and Idaho and West Virginia and such. Those people from the 70s and maybe the 80s, they would use this particular brand of cedar. You would see it quite a lot. And we like it quite a bit. They've improved on the design, and there are really nice cedars out there that work on the same basic idea. What you have is this front wheel, acts like a drive wheel. It's got a little drive belt that pulls on this pulley, which turns a disc on the inside. That disc will pick up the wheat and drop it down the chute underneath. So the way this thing works is, hopefully you can see the seed inside the hopper. I'll be putting much more in than that. But as the front wheel turns, it picks up the seed in this disc, and it brings it up to a certain point where it drops it into the chute. If you look really closely right here, right about here, you'll see those seeds disappear. Okay, so if you see that, you'll see that they come out the bottom. If you can look at the bottom, you'll see that they're coming out right here. I don't know if the camera can see that. Let's see if you can see it now. See the seeds? See the seeds come out the bottom? Okay, I'm going to hold the cedar over the bag, trying to make it so that you can see those seeds fall in. You can see how they come out because the front wheel's turning. Okay, so that's about how this works. Now let's go to the field and plant our wheat. That it would be 2 rows now. I hope to get about 15 or 16 of those rows all the way across. So we'll see how it goes. I like to make 2 passes with the cedar. I'll go down and then come back up the same row, just in case I don't get good coverage. I can often tell if I'm getting good coverage or not by looking at the seed in the dirt. But the cedar has a little chain in the back that covers the row of seeds with fresh soil. So sometimes it's difficult to see our coverage rate, but lots of times we can see it. And so we want to make sure that we get a good even distribution. This wheat will take about a week to germinate. And after a couple of weeks, after I think all of the germination is complete, if I see any holes or any gaps or any spaces where I didn't get germination, I'll probably come back in with some extra wheat in my hand and just hand cast it to fill in any gaps. A snake decided to cross in front of me, in front of the cedar, so I have to wait for him to snip his way across. So that'll be a little bit of a hold up.
Well, good morning. I spent the morning catching up on things. I haven't been down here in about 3 days, so I had to water quite a bit. I watered the celery, which is still thriving. The celery has been quite forgiving this summer, but it still has those big stalks, and I'll be harvesting indefinitely. I can't tell when they want to quit. Also, I looked at the cucurbits, and on the one remaining Hubbard squash that I saved, 3 were lost, there is one very good-sized Hubbard squash. There's one other one that rambled off on a companion stem that wanted to survive, but I think the cucumber beetles did infest. I mean, they just never gave up. I was still looking at blossoms this morning, and they're still in there, and they carry bacteria which can hurt the squashes. But there's one squash that I think will survive. And then the other 2 that I grew, the delicata honeyboat Peppo squash, lots of those. They're doing well. The stems are still very green. And the butternut squash is turning out much better than I expected. So I guess patience is a virtue in this. And I think we have at least 3 more weeks of pretty mildish weather for squashes. So none of the melons survived or produced anything. The zucchini did survive a few attacks. And
There's a melon down there.
There's a what?
Melon. There's a melon down there.
It's not a melon, it's a squash, and it was from the volunteer.
It looks
Really?
looks like a melon to me.
What kind of a melon?
You planted it. I wouldn't know.
Oh,
I'll
the
show you.
Montreal melon. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about the size of a bigger than a grapefruit.
Well, yeah, okay. I have to give an award to that one Montreal melon plant. Tons of blossoms, not much pollination going on. It gets a lot of shade, but there is one melon, so it will get an award of some sort. And I had other melons here that really had better circumstances, but Okay, I might as well make this work for you. I'm now watering some Swiss chard, the second planting, and they look pretty good, and the second planting of beautiful carrots. But something down there is called Mother Mary's melons, and they were touted in the catalog as being really fabulous, but nothing. We got some blossoms, but then it gave up. So this was not a good season for melons here. And what else? Oh, I just came out of the little greenhouse and picked 4 more cucumbers. The peppers are thriving, and so is the parsley. And there is that one strange ginger plant in there that is trying to grow. And I'll keep an eye on it, and I might have to bring it inside. Anyway.
Well, I think Ralphie's gone now. I can get going.
All right.
All right, so we'll get back to work over here. Unless you have anything else you want to add.
Just the green beans and the fava beans are still blossoming and still producing beans. So I picked some, I'll shell them, and I'll leave some for seed for next year. That's it.
Now I'm just going to take my spring rake, and I just want to lightly cover these rows. The cedar has a little chain that drags along after I drive the cedar along, and it does a pretty good job of covering the seed. But I like to do this as well. And then I'm going to get Danielle to come over with the garden hose and just give this a little bit of a drink of water. Okay, we can start watering over here now. Well, that'll just about do it from down here for today. We got all the wheat in, and that's a good thing. So if you don't normally follow the channel, you might want to check in with us again in about a week, maybe an extra day after a week, and we should be able to show you the germination. So that's all very exciting. So again, this is an heirloom wheat, not one of the modern hybrids. What does that mean? That means that it's going to grow to be quite tall, maybe almost as tall as me, as opposed to the modern hybrids, which grow to be about 2 feet tall to make it easy for the combines to pick up and to thresh and so forth. So that's what we're growing, an heirloom wheat, a winter red wheat. So that's going to do it from here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Okay, bye.